Any other great ideas? Can I make some silly?
So we seriously had to learn that, but it seems like it's funny, and it was to us at the time too, but actually we really had to do that because we had to think of all our weight being lower and the fact that we were shorter, so all our costumes are specially designed to make us look like we're much bigger in here and like we're small, and we huge boots that we wear, which actually, strangely enough, when we ended up getting the boots, they did all the work for us, but by that stage we'd actually spent 3 months learning to walk like a dwarf. And then fighting like that as well. So you don't actually, it's not just the walking, it's how you fight and the fact that people, you're used to dealing with people who are up there. Not that dwarves actually worry too much about that, do they, Jed?
No, the other thing is, it's all very well to do your stunt training in normal street clothes or a singlet, if you're buff. But when you actually get the costume on, you have this huge fat suit with the shoulders are out to here and this ridiculously sized hairdo, which is kind of out to here. All of the stuff you thought about fighting above your head becomes kind of null and void because you can't do it. You simply can't get a big sword swing because you end up chopping off your own hairdo, which doesn't look great in a fight, believe me. I mean, even the odds are like, whoa, dude, you chopped off your hair. Nothing wrong about that. But it all kind of comes, your centre of balance is in your belly as a dwarf. It's all kind of in here, and all your punches come from there. It's all kind of in that position.
Oh, that's a, yeah. So
yeah, it's a bit more like a pub fight than a street fight.
Yeah. You've got to put your whole
belly full of beer.
You don't just go. It's
yeah.
And you got to. Oh, it's fun actually. It was a lot of fun.
One of the images, our movement coach. That's his title, isn't it? A wonderful man called Terry Nobury. He's the guy who would say, "Get down, you guys, get right down there." One of the images he talked about is that we've got a cannonball in our tummies, right? And everything, all the power comes from there. So anything to do with your weight and gravity, we're constantly thinking cannonball. And also that dwarves are very connected to the earth and all the power that comes out of the ground and stuff like that. So there's a whole sort of mindset about it, as well as just kind of moving. It's all about an attitude.
It's important to note that I'm not worried too much about that. It's important to note that the dwarves that we play are Tolkien's dwarves. We don't think we're small. We dwarves in our dwarves in the film.
We think that we're the normal size and that everybody else is abnormal. So dwarves are a very, very proud, strong race. So whenever we're dealing with some like elves who are bigger than us, instead of looking up at them like that, we always have this vision of them. We'd always just raise our eyes at them because we're thinking, you belong down here where we are, we don't belong up there where you are. You're the abnormal one, we're not.
Isn't that like life though? Don't we all think that about ourselves? I certainly do.
Questions?
Great question though, sir.
Have we answered your question? Somewhere in there?
They don't all have to be intelligent questions.
No, they can be dumb.
They can be just silly. Or you could just leave.
Oh, here we go.
How long did it take to put makeup on you?
Depending on the amount of hairdo that you had and the amount of wiggage, around about 2.5 hours. Yep. But they got it down. I mean, it started out being a bit longer, then as we went through it, the prosthetic artists got faster at doing it and they got more comfortable with the paint design and the consistency. It took a lot less, but initially it was 2.5 hours. And for me, because of my elaborate hairdo, 2.5 days. So I only shot every 4th or 5th day. Yeah.
What they do is they allow an hour and a half to do the prosthetic, and then 45 minutes to do the hair, and then about another 30 minutes to do the costume. So every morning. We had some early starts, 4:15. What was your earliest, Jed?
3:30.
3:30 in the morning. So it's a fairly big deal, and then a 16-hour day.
William is a very skilled technician at the approach to the makeup process, and he has actually developed the skill of going to sleep in the makeup chair. I hugely admire him because I could never do that. You really want to at 4:30 in the morning, but
I can show you what that looks like.
He's the snore. Actually, it's a real skill when somebody's dabbing away in your eyes to do that. So
and for a lot of it, I mean, maybe you can snooze and go off somewhere, go to your happy place. But for a lot of that time, you've got to be responsive to the makeup artist and close your eyes, open your eyes, shift position, hold still, you know. So it's you're not basically sitting on your ass for 2 hours. You're working in a sense. You're passive, but you've got to be alert and responsive to the process.
Because otherwise, if they say, "Does it hurt when I do this?" and you're asleep, I mean, they don't get an answer, so they just keep doing it. And you would wake up in pain every day, not knowing why they'd stuck that thing in your eyeball. But you know, it's kind of up to you.
I had an axe in my head. That's why.
And that was no accident. I'll be here all day.
Throw money. Any other questions? Yes.
Your character doesn't speak the same time as everybody else. You actually learn the actual Dwarvish language?
I did. We all learnt a bit. They supplied us all with a series of sayings in Dwarvish, but yes, my character, what they'd actually do is sometimes I'd want to say a line.
Sometimes I would want to say a line. And I would actually ask the dialogue people, and they would contact the guy in the UK who would write me the Dwarvish version of that line overnight and give it to me the next day. And then it might not end up in the movie, but that's not the point. The point is, it was still an amazing thing. So yes, we'd all got some Dwarvish, and I've got quite a bit, but Jed won't let me bloody say it because it's an ancient secret language. And every time I go and speak it, he goes and beats me up afterwards.
Yeah, it's kind of explaining we never speak it in front of other races, we only speak it to each other. And you know, you guys are human. Just saying it, it's not a reflection of how I feel about you. It's just that you are a slightly different race to who we've become now.
So I can say to Jed, "Cool, spell cool," but I can't say it to you.
He just did it again. Just don't get
Yeah, I'm in for a hiding.
Yeah. So just know that the pleasure, Pete, you. Yeah, that's a stunt. See that? That's how you do a stunt punch. And this is how you do one that's not a stunt. No, we don't want to kind of perpetrate violence.
Last time that happened to me in Christchurch, Murray Keane, who's now a television director, Jed and I were on a show called Ladies' Night, and on the last night we went out and had a party. Murray Keane threw a play punch at me. I came at him and he smacked me in the nose and broke my nose.
And that's why he looks like he does today.
That's why. In fact, Biffa also has, my character also has a slightly crooked nose. So it's quite funny because the designers actually put bits of us in the character. Yes.
Shall we talk about the film?
The film?
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.